Ah! I don't know.
Thank you, audio.
Emerlyn predicted upsetting silence.
It's true, it's your fault. That's Sally.
See, Sally even has her own microphone.
She must have been on Sally's mic, that's true. Yeah, she's my BRB screen when I don't have one. I have one now, so don't worry. Anyway, what I was saying was, I love playing things in the wrong order, so I'm excited to play Strange Horticulture, and now I understand how the game works, so... So I'm excited to play this.
So I got drunk one day and took a cab home. There was a traffic stop on the way and they didn't stop me because I was in a cab, which is good because I don't remember where I got it from either.
Thank you so much, Rhino, for 63 months. That's okay, I can lower the game. This music will also stop soon. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can hear Grid stamping over my head, coming down. I lowered the game a little. Did you want me to not do that? You're not allowed to see that. You're gonna see that though. Oh god, it's gone. Why did this fuck up? What did things?
It may have been when I switched you to the right hub.
Ah.
So, it may have been my fault, I'm not certain.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, are we better?
That's weird.
Interesting. I have not been going for 35 minutes. Oh. Interesting. Do you want me to get up?
No. Well, this is a completely untested part of this, so...
I know you can't see what's going on, but Grid has a clock for me here so I can see how long I've been streaming and what time it is. And, it fucked up in a weird way. So that's what he's fixing right now. But while we do that, what part do you want quieter or louder? What needs to change before Grid goes back upstairs? Tweak game sound down a smidge. Got it. Alright, how's this? Is this any better? Huh?
Should be.
Should be better? Well, I mean, I know that the meters say it's better. I'm asking if the people say it's better. What are you printing?
Stuff for, wardrobe.
Ah.
Wheelchair stuff.
Ah. I met her the other day. She's very sweet. Okay. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places, the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that neighbors can reach across and shake hands, or, more likely, exchange unpleasantries. Oop. Did I click something? No, we're fine. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at the street level in this town. But there's no windows on this side, so what are you trying to sell me here? Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There's much to learn, but one thing is already clear. The rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. I found it! An excerpt on the elusive Wandering View. Come to the library in Ambleside and I'll tell you all about it. I even found something on the Gilded Dendra that might be of interest. Simone. P.S. Give Hellebore a good scratch behind the ear for me. We've got a Xeno. Dangerous plant grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Blackbarrow. Keep it secret. Oh God. This looks like it could be mushroom adjacent. Look. That's some kind of bromeliad. Sure. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explore. Oh, to earn a will to explore, okay. How much water do they need? But what if I give them too much? Drag a plant here to take a closer look at it. Okay. That's our sanity meter, huh? The library here in Ambleside is one of my favorite haunts. Simone, the librarian, is always helpful and friendly and shares some of my passion for unusual plants. Today, she's grinning ear to ear and can't wait to show me what she's found. Oops. Okay, alright. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, please. Give me control tip. I'm a little concerned that there will be quality of life updates in Strange Antiquities that I will miss in this one, so yeah. Right-click the plant to insta-move. Wonderful. Thank you. I don't like how this one is laid out. I feel off balance. In comparison, which again, I almost wish we started with this one. I should have. I must have walked past this shop 100 times without ever stopping to look. What a wonderful place to spend your day, surrounded by plants. I came here because I have an unusual request. At night, I hear whispered voices, too faint to hear clearly, coming from the floor above me. But nobody lives up there. The rooms are empty. My curiosity has got the better of me. I must find out what they're saying. Well, this is probably a poppy. This encyclopedia can be used as a reference to help identify plants. Note that where I have included sketches, these are not always intended as an aid to identification, because go fuck yourself. Often the description will be more useful to you. Remember to take extra care when dealing with poisonous plants. I accept no responsibility should injury or death occur as a result of misuse of this encyclopedia. St. John's Poppy. The vibrant petals of this flower can be brewed to create a draft that can greatly improve the imbiber's hearing abilities. The flowers of the St. John's Poppy are bright red with a yellow center. I got it, and I didn't even know I got it. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Maybe we change it up this time and read them all as we get them. Oh, I like that it clicks things off. Oh, I guess it did that in the other one. Bishop's Parasol. A mushroom found in dark, damp places. Feeding on any light that gets close to it, it can seem to draw light in, enveloping its surroundings in darkness. The gills on the underside of this mushroom seep a milky fluid that can be consumed as a treatment for stomach pains. The undersides are sharp. Do I get to, like... Okay, I don't really get to examine it. Clavilium. According to legend, clavilium can be used to open any lock, no matter how complex or secure. The heart-shaped leaves have earned this plant the nickname Lovelock. Farmer's Worry. A spongy mushroom with potent abilities, only safe to consume in small quantities. Grants strength for short periods at the expense of severe fatigue once the effect is worn off. The strong-smelling forest camphor. The strong-smelling bulb of this plant has a powerful soporific effect, making it a common ingredient in sleeping draughts. The camphor produces a beautiful rounded dark blue cluster made up of many smaller flowers. Probably that one. Foxbutton. An offering of foxbutton is considered by some to represent a contract of friendship between strangers. Thick, shiny leaves grow in opposing pairs along the stem. Gandy root. A plant with medicinal properties that can aid with digestive troubles when prepared correctly. Care must be taken, however, as the rough leaves can be an irritant. Only the petals are safe for consumption. Gilded dendra. Do not drink the sap of this plant. The lips and veins will turn black as the blood succumbs to dendra's miasma, a sure and painful way to die. The poison is so potent that even touching the leaves of the plant can be painful. Cool. Harlequin blue. When the bushy blue flower heads die back, they release seeds with a downy pappus, which assists in wind dispersal. Once dried and hardened, the stems can be burned as incense. As they burn, they let out high-pitched shrieks, widely believed to be the spirits of dead souls trapped within the plant. Lemon dandy. Its curled leaves are thought to be the origin of the name of this plant, supposedly referring to a peeled lemon rind. Among several medicinal uses, the flowers of the lemon dandy is mostly associated with curing afflictions of the heart. Mary's breath. The wide, waxy leaves allow this plant to collect the large amount of water it requires. It's said that the person can be bound to secrecy using Mary's breath. It used to be grown in the royal gardens so that the king could ensure the trust of his confidants, but the practice fell out of favor. Mellow glow. Among other uses for this plant, the most remarkable is that it can allow a person to pass unnoticed. Though not invisible, it is possible to become hidden from sight and memory. The mellow glow has sharp thorns that protect it from predators. Wren. The long leaves of the wren are known to turn black in the presence of certain poisons, and so can be used to detect them. Though it has no flower, it is said to smell unpleasant to those who've known death, and sweet to those who have not. Wandering blue. So called because this fungus can move slowly in the dark. It has been known to cover distances up to several meters in a single night. The gills on the underside of this mushroom form beautiful flowing lines. They're also quite hard and sharp, earning this plant the nickname Finger's Bane. Winter boar, also known as blue aloe or blue winter after its cool blue-gray flowers. Winter boar is a hardy plant often found growing in extreme cold environments. The rubbery leaves make an effective insect repellent when applied to the skin. Oh, you don't look good. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants, though, eh? Got a letter for you. Gosforth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I had come to fear the wickedness had infected the heart of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in this world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. The northeast... Okay, hold on. Goshforth. Can I... Should not have come here. A darkness hangs over this town like an executioner's blade. I feel a rising dread in my chest. Oh, interesting. We can't just go somewhere next. Something's got those witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way round, down through Back Barrow. Never did trust that sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now, and I've brought Fennett from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Hardly worth the trouble when you factor in the extra miles I've had to cover to get here. Oops. Lemon dandy. Curled leaves. Oh, it's blue. Why would you call it lemon dandy? Well, it did say northeast. Well, at least it didn't hurt us, I guess. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her, a terrifying, black, skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape, and though it had no discernible face, I could sense a hint of an expression about its features. It seemed to be laughing. But not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me like the first breath of winter. These past weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. Butterdale, often found growing in clumps on valley sides, Butterdale has been used for centuries as a cure for all manner of skin rashes. The dark green leaves can be stewed and mulched to form a poultice. The flowers smell buttery to some people. Got any wandering view? That always reminds me of, oh, what's his name? That old hermit inventor, the Wanderer. Anyway, the view, if you've got it. Quite hard and sharp. I don't know, I feel like maybe reading the entries as we discover the plants is better maybe for you? I don't know. Otherwise, I'm just like reading, I have to read it again anyway. Lady of Summer. The leaves curl round delightfully, which, combined with an attractive flower and a hardy nature, make this a sought-after ornamental plant. Aids with conditions of memory deterioration associated with old age. Row H, the third river. It started when she found something that she was not meant to find. A book, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the Ambleside Library. Row H, the third river. 1, 2, 3. A Dead deer in the river, yellowed bone protruding from matted hide and rotten flesh. Death for one provides life for many. Oh yeah, you moved. Fucking moved. Stop. No moving. Bring me a sample of Apis demissus. And be quick about it. That damn cat is setting off my allergies. Gandhi root! Digestive troubles. Rough leaves. Irritant. The dark blue petals are soft and feathery to the touch. My fingers ache from handling this plant. That feels okay. Meek dew. The beautiful flowers, made up of many smaller florets, make this a sought-after decorative plant, although it is difficult to care for. Maybe a pleasant-looking plant, but touching the leaves against bare skin will result in painful sores. Listen, he seemed like an asshole right out of the gate. Lake Hundermere is looking fine in the sunshine today. Here's your mail. There's an old slate mine at Hard Knot that has some interesting looking fungi growing in it. I've never seen anything like them before. They seem to have found a niche in the damp, dark tunnels left by the tramways. I thought you might be interested. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. Hard Knot. I liked the list. An iron gate, rusted by years of abandonment, sits across the entrance to the tram tunnel. Rusted it may be, but it won't budge. Locked. According to legend, Clavilium can be... Okay, heart-shaped leaves have earned the pin... Love block. Heart-shaped leaves. The gate swings open slowly, complaining loudly on its rusty hinges. After a short exploration of the tunnel, I am rewarded. Aguria. When burned, incense made from the woody stem can enhance psychic abilities, strengthening the clarity of visions and prophecies. Yeah, I think I'll wait to read these. I thought he was giving me a little thumbs up for a second. I'm headed to Grisdale Forest, investigating a possible murder there. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. The Sisterhood are a secretive lot, and they're not keen to talk to me. Their leader, the Arda, or whatever they call her, she's dead. My instinct is that they're hiding something. I was hoping you might have some fox button that would help me win them over. I was able to make out the whispered voices last night with the help of the St. John's poppy. There's a medium using the room, illegally I might add, holding midnight seances for gullible grievers. Is there a plant you know of that I could use to give them a scare and drive them away? I need my sleep! Oh, you're just gonna tell me it? Okay. Harlequin blue. When the bushy blue flower heads die back, they release seeds with a downy pappus, which assists in wind dispersal. Oh, nice. Thank you, Evan. Try that one. You may have heard the rumors that our Arda is dead. May Arduina bring her spirit peace. The nature of her death is unusual. The Sisterhood does not often look to outside help, but this is beyond our knowledge. If you show my sisters this letter, they will allow you entry to the forest. To be assured of your discretion, we require that you use Mary's breath to bind yourself to secrecy. Wide, waxy leaves. We have failed in our duty as protectors of the forest. Our secrets have been stolen and the Arda has been murdered. Murdered. You'll find us deep in the Grisdale Forest, a mile from the lake shore, across from Torver. Please help us. Yours in hope, the Sisterhood of Arduina. A mile from the lake shore, across from Torver. A sister tries to stop me from entering, but I show her the letter and she lets me through. I'm ushered into a walled courtyard and then through a large oak door, along a corridor and down a set of stone stairs into a cool basement. Lying on a table draped in silk is the Arda. There's not a mark on her, but her open eyes are black. Her mouth, her veins, her hair, all black as a raven's wing. Do you know what could do this? Asks my escort. I set to work. No flower. Black in the presence of poisons. any of... I feel like some of these things are poisonous. Well, it must be this. I extracted a sample from the artist's blood and introduced it to the wren, and my suspicions are confirmed immediately. The leaves of the wren turned black, which can only mean one thing: gilded dendra poisoning. Upon presenting my findings, I'm rushed away quickly. The sisters do not want me hanging around, it seems. They do, however, send me on my way with a couple of plants, which I'm grateful for. I'm this close to reporting you, half-wit. The last plant you gave me has made my skin itch furiously. I'll have your little shop torn down and... shut down and torn to the ground if you don't make this right. Fuck this guy. Often found growing in clumps on valley sides, butterdale has been used for centuries as a cure for all manner of skin rashes. The dark green leaves can be stewed and mulched to form a poultice. Smell buttery to some people. Okay, we looked at that, or we've read that one, and then what's meek do? The beautiful flowers, made up of many smaller florets, make this a sought-after decorative plant, although it's difficult to care for. Painful sores. Okay, I guess we have to do the butterdale, huh? Oh, buttery. Great. The book both fascinated and terrified her in equal measure, and after studying it for some time, she reached a decision. She would never use the power she had discovered. She would hide the book where it could never be found. Chivo missed? For what? Making that guy itchier? Ah, damn. Hawkshead. Okay, north of Hawkshead. Where's Lowick? east of Loic. Okay, so it's got to be in this. And then south of Crinkle Crags. Yeah, right here. My eyes are drawn to the silhouette of a grizzled old man standing at the edge of a field. His mind is broken, seemingly beyond repair. Vacant eyes fixate on nothing. A whisper of an expression as my gaze sweeps his face, but only a whisper. He raises his arm, points. I follow his outstretched finger and am surprised to find a cluster of wildflowers growing there, hidden from view. Okay, the fact that everybody keeps fucking moving around is pissing me off. Stay where I put you. I know it's because I keep clicking on shit, but... Stop. I'm looking for a plant, lady of what's it? Something or other. I'm no green-eyed dreyer, that's for sure. My mind isn't at all what it used to be. It's the one that's supposed to help with the mental decline. Lady of Summer. The leaves curl round delightfully, which, combined with an attractive flower and a hardy nature, makes this a sought-after ornamental plant. Aids with conditions of memory deterioration associated with old age. Curl? I don't know anybody's curling. Well, maybe. don't know that I have this one. I also don't like the dual timers on exploring. Like, you already can't do it too much because you'll go insane and die. I mean, this one seems poisonous. That one doesn't have enough stamens. Although it told me not to look at the painting, at the drawings. Yeah, we're nuts. Hey, Crunk. Just in time. Oh, they're not in the right order. There we go. I'm like, that seems wrong. Can't decide if I like this better or not. We let the museum brother die. We followed the guy, and I regretted that, like, immediately. We followed the adventurer guy, and I regretted that basically immediately. weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a gray morning has turned into bright sunshine. A good thing, too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over, a cloak of unwanted shade. I don't remember. I don't think she died. Northeast corner of the wood, south of. We only lost like 2 people. We lost the museum curator and the adventurer. Oh, and the cult leader. There we go. The wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamor of Undermere. It's not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees. Alright, hopefully this is the one that we need. Pearls, yep, it is. Great. They're saying that art has been killed. They're saying the art has been killed. I know a lot of people don't trust that sisterhood, but it seemed to me the art always looked out for the less fortunate. The cold is too much to bear beyond the gap. I was forced to turn back. I would advise against it, but if you are determined to explore Great Gable, be sure to take precautions. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll have a plant up your sleeve that can keep you warm should the weather turn against you. After several hours of arduous hiking and scrambling, I'm still some distance from the summit. I'm freezing cold and ready to head home. I should do the sensible thing and turn back down the mountain, unless... Brimlock. Those suffering from hypothermia can be rescued by a drap made using leaves from the brimlock plant. It has a warming effect that protects against the extreme cold. When conditions are just right in the cold of winter, brimlock produces small yellow flowers. The leaves are waxy and tough. Push on, no longer feeling the cold, and am presently rewarded. I'm gonna spend my whole time here reorganizing the flowers. This plant is cursed. It's brought me nothing but sorrow. Please take it. I want nothing more to do with it. Julio. Stop fucking moving. Didn't tell you could do that. Hellebore! Always a pleasure, my feline friend. I hope he hasn't been nibbling the plants again. I mean, considering the plants we have, he should probably be dead. I have a favor to ask. You owe me for the hours I spent digging out the information on those plants. Oh, we're so gay. I've been burning the midnight oil again and could use some common trouse, and I know where to find it. And I know where to find it. According to Grayson's herbology, it grows in abundance on red pike. I'll come by the day after tomorrow to collect it. I have business in Sedberg in the meantime. Here, take this. Red pike. I enjoy a pleasant stroll up the fell. The going is easy, the weather agreeable, and the views majestic. I do not have to look hard to find what I'm after. See, she's alive. When you work with the occult, I find it pays to uphold a certain image. If you're going to be accused of performing witchcraft anyway, it doesn't hurt to put on a bit of show every now and then and let the punters know what I'm capable of, sort of thing. Long story short, I may have threatened to turn a small boy into a toad, and the little bugger called my bluff. Oh, don't look at me like that. You know what little boys are like. I can assure you he deserves to be turned into a toad. Anyway, I think a little display is needed to encourage this sort of discourage the sort of behavior in the future. Have you got any shimmer lung? Shimmerlung. The dried stem of the shimmerlung burns very brightly and noisily, letting off a near blinding white-purple light. Flowers grow wrapped in large, ridged leaves. Sorry if I'm shouting. I'm a little hard of hearing. I'm looking for a plant that can supposedly help me hear better, but I've forgotten what it's called. Remember, it's bright red, though. Well, let's try this one. Nope. Oh, hearing. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Time passed, a year, and then another. The book remained hidden, but out of sight did not mean out of mind. The book was what her thoughts settled on when she rested, what she brooded over when she did her chores, what she pictured when she dreamed. The gentle sound of flowing water, the sunlight through the scattered clouds, a reset. I'm running out of space for blue. I'm glad we don't have to water the plants. I was thinking we would have to take care of them. The box button was no help, I'm afraid. The Sisterhood still refused to speak openly with me. Not that I have the time to pursue it properly. I'm rushed off my feet this week. There's been a body found up at the Swinside Stone Circle, and apparently it's a grisly one. Don't suppose you've got anything to help keep my lunch down. Chewing the tough root of this plant is said to ease gastric distress and reduce anxiety. It has long, soft leaves. The circle of ancient rhyolite boulders has been a site of ritual importance for hundreds of years. A lone pillar of red sandstone stands off to one side. Oh, we can't... We're not involved in the murder? Okay. Morning. Verona Green handed me this for you. She seemed in a good mood. I meant to tell you this yesterday, but it slipped my mind. I discovered a plant on a recent trip to Grisdale Forest, just northeast of Rustland. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. I would have brought it back with me if the Sisterhood had given me a moment alone, but they seem overly protective lately. Grisdale Forest, just northeast of Rustland. From the moment I step off the road, I can't shake the feeling I'm being watched. Suddenly, I find my way blocked by 3 women wearing green cloaks and holding short elm bows. Nobody may wander freely throughout the forest by order of the Arda, says the leader of the trio. I turn to walk back, but then again, I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Among other uses for this plant, the most remarkable is that it can allow a person to pass unnoticed. Though not invisible, it's possible to become hidden from sight and memory. I think I only have the one with thorns at the moment? I'm not sure. Let me double check. With the help of the mellow glow, I walk right past the sisters without them paying me any heed. Chuckling to myself, I collect the plant that Verona had talked about and take my leave. afraid. The camphor you gave me is helping me sleep, and I'm very grateful for it, but the visions are as strong as ever. The woman in the jade mask appears in my dreams every night. She screams at me, but I do not know why, and behind her that presence is always there, dark and dreadful. I don't know what to do. The dreams feel like a warning that I don't understand, a mosaic of color that refuses to come into focus. One part of me wants to stare down that abyss, but I'm afraid. Aguria. Enhanced psychic abilities, strengthening the clarity of visions and prophecies. Or Candlewood, which will probably dispel it. Produces a red flower that provides a shielding effect, protecting against all manner of afflictions of the mind. Let's give her the let's help her face it down. Light blue flowers. We don't come to Undermere often, but I heard about your shop, and I said to Francis we simply must pay a visit. It's a wonderful breath of life in an otherwise dreary town. I'm the green-fingered one, and it's not really his cup of tea, but I persuaded him the trip would do him good. And besides, he'll be wanting to take a boat out on the lake. Shame about this awful weather, though. You must come to Sizerg. We have a small library with some books on plants that my grandfather acquired many years ago. I'm sure they will be of interest to a horticulturist such as yourself. I'm greeted enthusiastically by Lady Elsbeth herself. She is very talkative and has many questions on horticulture that I do my best to answer as she takes me on a tour of the gardens. Oh, you must take a sample of this back with you, she exclaims, pointing out a plant that I do not recognize, but before I can stop to take a look, she's already whisked me on to the next. And this one too, she says. I'm quite exhausted by the time we make it to the library, and I don't have the time to make as thorough a study as I would like. Nevertheless, I'm able to find an interesting entry that I note down. Don't forget these, Lady Elsbeth cries as I make to leave. She thrusts the plants from the gardens into my hands, and I thank her warmly. Mushroom. Red spores. Moves in the dark. That's all I've got. Any ideas? Okay, I get it now. Whoops. No, go away. Can't remember which one it is. Hard and sharp. Whoops. Had Hellebore 13 times. They're saying Black Comb is haunted now. Bradley Miller told me he saw the ghost of a huge deer, antlers and all, but then Bradley Miller also says he can talk to squirrels. Either way, there's something evil in them hills, and I'm not taking any chances. Awful what happened to that poor young man up in Swinside. I've come for some stinking Mount Cap. Yeah, okay. Sunset Mount Cap is a type of fungus with domed caps, sometimes called stinking Mount Cap as a result of its unpleasant odor. It's thought to deter unwanted souls and spirits from entering the home and is often placed in doorways. It's mildly toxic to humans and should not be eaten. Yeah, we should really be absolutely unable to identify what anybody wants because of all local names and, you know, things like that. I feel like Strange Antiquities is much more believable. Also, I feel like this would be more fun if it taught us more plant terminology and chose to use that. At 15, her mother, strong, dependable, loving, was struck down by typhoid. The girl drew inward as her father turned to drink. She lives alone in the castle to the northwest of the abbey. Oh, oops, we didn't check this stone circle, which is... I shudder at the thought of what happened here. If the stones could tell us what they saw, a chill comes over me and I realize that I do not want to linger. Okay, I should have not done that. Keep forgetting that now we can't do shit anymore. Well, the fucking book said don't trust the drawings. That's what it said in the book. I don't know what this means. Okay. She lives alone in the castle to the northwest of the abbey. She buried her husband 3 miles to the east where the Everheart grows. A dead tree, its bark cracked and blackened by fire, stands alone on the hillside. Off to one side, a patch of flowers grows on a low mound. Stop just putting shit places. Nice. What have you done to me? I see the woman in the jade mask everywhere. And that creature that stands over her shoulder. I almost feel like I can sense its desires. It is afraid of the sisterhood, that much is clear. It'll lay waste to them. So much death. But it can be avoided with Arduino's protection. I do not even know if I'm awake or asleep, or even now. I feel the darkness tearing at my mind. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Worry less. It's an aptly named plant. Inhaling the smell of the flowers is said to help ease symptoms of anxiety. Not that one, then. What? Oh yeah. And I have like the bar is over here now, so I can see what time it is. It's fine. Can't we just take a deep huff of all these flowers? I mean, these look a little too pointy. These don't seem to have the ridge down the center. Do I just not have anxiety? Guess I don't. Great. Also, this is kind of annoying because I'm pretty good at plant ID. Like actual real person plant ID. Person. Real plant ID. I don't know. I met a strange man on the road to Sedberg not 2 days ago. Stranger still, he asked after you. He said he had something for you. Don't ask me what. So I told him where to find you, but he looked stricken when I mentioned Undermere. Said he didn't come near towns at all if he could help it. He was headed west. At least I think he was. He said he was looking for the Winster Spring. I'll write this down for you. Headed west from Sedberg. Possibly near the source of the River Winster. The hermit's camp was easy to find, nestled between two boulders above the spring. The cooled remains of a fire ringed by stones is the only immediate sign that anyone is here. I call out, but there's no reply. The hermit is not here. A more thorough search of the campsite yields something interesting. Tucked off to one side, I discover some broken pieces of wood arranged on the floor. 2 down, 3 right. The camp at the Winster Spring has led me to another camp of sorts, where I'm greeted by an eccentric man. Oh, yes, yes, oh, the man says. You must take this. Take it, take it! At his insistence, I receive the looking glass that he thrusts into my hands. He places an envelope delicately on top. Oh, it's no use to me anymore. Oh, no use. Don't forget the red. The red. The red. Oh, Aboni. Abony. I don't know. I'm sure he's quite mad. It is said that the red Aboni plante has the property of uncovering that which is hidden or secret. I perfected a device designed to use extract from the plante in concerte with a viewing window in order to permit the user to see magics otherwise invisible to the naked eye. Okay, so no. Didn't think that would immediately try to kill me, but alright. Well, I don't think I have that one yet, so... I'm not long for this world, and I've decided that I want to be buried in a grave decorated with rare and beautiful caballia, like a drear huntsman with their dranthum-covered tombs. rare plant that's believed to help the dead find peace in the afterlife. Those who can afford it place wreaths made from it at the graves of their loved ones. Caballia flowers almost always contain 6 petals. Finding a 7-petaled flower is considered to bring good fortune. Your reputation is growing, horticulturist. I hear you're the person to come to for plants that are difficult to acquire. My head feels like it's being torn in two lately. I'm looking for some hop heart. I will say it's kind of interesting. I have absolutely... The ones that we've already identified, I have not memorized. The things in Strange Antiquities, I kind of... Until we got overwhelmed with how many there were, I kind of remembered which things were which. At least in the session that we were playing, right? Maybe not post-session, but like... I don't fucking remember what any of these are. Hop heart. Inhaling smoke from the burning of the dried leaves of this plant can provide pain relief. Firm leaves grow up the stems, leading to blue flowers. Reuben Ward has called on my unique expertise to aid his investigation at the Swinside Stone Circle. Unique expertise. Ha! He knows how to flatter an old woman when he wants something. I thought about telling him to suck an egg. Gave it a good long thought, actually, but my curiosity has gotten better of me. He must be desperate if he's coming to me, and I'll bet they've found something juicy down there. Signs of ritual sacrifice, maybe. I could do with some witch fig to take with me. Always comes in useful. Witch fig, a plant that is said to have many uses, including easing the symptoms of infection, soaking up moisture, and detecting the presence of certain compounds. It's also well liked by butterflies. It has a similar leaves to the fever kiss plant, which is often confused with. Okay, well that's helpful. Great. Whoever wrote this book sucks ass. Hey, Six Bull. I really love this and Strange Antiquities. I will try to swear less while you put your children to bed. I never see anybody in your shop. It's a daily surprise to me that you're still in business. Dude, you've been here every day. Believe me, I wouldn't be in here if I didn't have to be, especially with that damn cat still here. I need some Bishop's Parasol for a work-related matter. Mushroom found in dark, damp places, feeding on any light that gets close to it. It can seem to draw light in, enveloping its surroundings in darkness. The gills on the underside of this mushroom seep up milky fluid that can be consumed as a treatment for stomach pains. Oh, I can't use the candle on this one. Well, that one's oozing. That one gives off light. Oops. Not long after, the girl left home. Her father wept, but he was so caught up in his own grief that he let her go and did not look for her. The old man of Coniston looks out across the lake with blind eyes. His mind wanders with the current, floating gently southwards to the fork. Coniston is probably a mountain. The old man, just kidding. Looks out across the lake with blind eyes. His mind wanders with the current, floating gently southwards to the fork. Here? The heavens open up as I reach the fork. I take a moment to pause and listen to the sound of water on water. I'm soaked through, but my spirits are high as I return home. I'm not empty-handed. 2 new plants today. Stop putting them in the middle of my stuff. Oh my god. I know. I just don't like it. Sure. The insects make the salt marshes uninhabitable. People stay away and not much grows there, but I know where to find an unusual plant. I've drawn you a map in case you decide it's worth your time. I also think it's stupid that every time they tell you to go somewhere, they just give you enough energy to go explore. Like, oh, okay. Here? The air is thick with flying, biting insects, an unbearable plague. I fight against it for mere moments before I'm overwhelmed. If only I had some blue winter to keep them at bay. Winter boar, also known as blue aloe or blue winter after its cool blue-gray flowers. Winter boar is a hardy plant, often found growing in extreme cold environments. The rubbery leaves make an effective insect repellent when applied to the skin. I guess that's blue. guess if I have to. Thank you for your help and discretion earlier. The Sisterhood is grateful, but the news that the Arda was poisoned with Gildodendra has everyone worried. The temporary acting Arda is panicking. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but one of the sisters has gone missing. A runaway called Thea that we took in a few years ago. We're trying to find her, and Sister Charlotte remembered that the Jacob's Worth plan is said to help locate people. People tend to be drawn to the unusual flowers of the Jacob's Worth, but it is the leaves that have the most interesting properties. It is said they will point the way toward any person you wish to locate and have been used successfully to find many a lost wanderer out in the fells. I read about a wonderful sounding ornamental plant, but my book didn't say what it was called or where to find it. Helpful! It's curled leaves and a dark blue flower. And the other one with curled leaves is this guy. We've had our eye on you for some time now. Join us. Praise the Dendru. Great. I represent a group called the Seeds of Redemption. Your expertise would be very useful to us, and we have much to offer in return. Let us know we can count on you by leaving a single St. John's poppy flower outside the Sade Gill Church before Friday. Do not make the mistake of ignoring us. Praise the Dendru. This seems like a bad idea. Like, I want to do it because it feels like it's correct in the game, but this feels bad. What day is it? The church isn't hard to find in the small hamlet of Sadgill. This must be the place. I'd returned from Swinside. Oops, I must admit, I was hoping for more to go on, but there were definitely signs of a ritual having been performed at the stone circle. And the poor victim, well, the less said about him the better. Reuben had it right, though. Grisly. I had the beginnings of a theory, but I'd like to run some tests on a sample of the gilded dendra. Do not drink the sap of this plant. The lips and veins will turn black as the blood succumbs to Dendra's miasma, a sure and painful way to die. The poison is so potent that even touching the leaves of the plant can be painful. My aunt died 2 weeks ago, and I inherited her house. I've been sifting through her possessions, and last night I found something unusual. In a forgotten corner of the attic, I found a coffin. More unusual still, it was bound by strong vines. so strong that I cannot cut through them. I immediately thought of your shop. You know about plants, right? What's the question? I feel like we should go to her house. Royal Gentian. Sometimes called Everhard, the pink flowers of the Royal Gentian are made up of 2 large kidney-shaped petals. One of the few known ways to release the bind of swift snares to apply a paste created from the sap of the Royal Gentian. Before she left, she returned to her hiding place and carefully retrieved the book, her excitement building as she did. She couldn't articulate what was so alluring to her about the book, but by now it had become an obsession. I do kind of appreciate that it seems like we can just start off the day going places. And it's not like a can I do this yet? Can I do this yet? Although the other way made it more interesting, but... Alright. The tallest but one. Alright, let's find the tallest one. 551. 873. 889. 826. 698 Okay, so I think 902 is the tallest but one. 5 miles south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The forest here is lush and vibrant. The birdsong feels enchanting, like the call of sirens. Nestled in the undergrowth under a shade of a birch tree, the shade of a birch tree, a plant grows. Oh, she pretty. You're my favorite. I hope you smell terrible. With an odd protrusion. Okay. Stop closing my drawer. Oops. I was able to strip away the swift snare's vines and lift the lid, but with more than a little trepidation, I'll admit. To my relief, but also disappointment, the coffin contained nothing but dust. At least that's what I thought at first, but when I looked closer, I discovered a golden amulet embedded in the gray ash. On the back of the amulet is an inscription that says, "With Solomon's scepter, I awake." Solomon's scepter? That's a plant, right? Solomon's scepter, also known alarmingly as Hell's Gate and sometimes Solomon's Scorn, the flowers of the plant are commonly used in witchcraft and other satanic practices. Many sweet-smelling small flowers grow along the stem. Okay, we still don't have Ebony. Or red Ebony. I like petting the cat before hitting the bell so he doesn't startle awake. I heard a shepherd got killed by some wild beast up near the Swinside Stone Circle. They say it slaughtered half his flock as well. People around here don't seem too bothered, but it's got them panicked down Foxfield Way. Kentmere Eye. Great. what they mean by I. I descend into a pleasant valley where the village of Kentmere is situated. On my way back, I pass the Brock Stone, or Badger Rock, which has always been popular with local children who challenge each other to scramble up its craggy sides. I make a beeline to the village church, St. Cuthbert's, which is sheltered by an ancient yew tree. There are many plants to admire amongst the headstones and tombs, but sadly nothing extraordinary for me to find today. Oh, maybe Kentmere and then I, the letter I. Oops. Well. We'll see in a minute. Well, this is getting interesting. I was able to confirm that it was indeed a gilded dendra that was used at the Swinside ritual site. That's a worrying sign. Oops. It's a plant that's used in several of the darker incantations. And it can't be a coincidence that the very same plant was used to poison the Arda. There must be a connection between the other murder and the Sisterhood. I need some mental clarity to think it through some more. Some maiden sorrow would help a lot. Rubbing the soft leaves of this plant between one's fingers and thumb is said to help prevent the mind from wandering, providing a focusing effect. The flowers of this plant droop mournfully, but it is the thorns along the stem that are thought to lend its name. Oh, here we go. Red Ebony. This plant is said to uncover that which is hidden, including buried treasure and secret writings. The red ebony is extremely rare and not well studied. Blood has been spilled over this plant, which is where the red part of the name is believed to come from, since, confusingly, the large flower is in fact blue. Ah, that's you. It works. Great. This is changing color. Whoever wrote this on my map has been very helpful. I would never have thought to come out to this desolate place in search of plant life, but a quick search yields exciting results. huge tree stands before me, impossibly tall and wide, bigger than I could have ever imagined any living thing might be. Its upper branches graze the sky. Well, great. Ah. I understand about I now. It seems we can't just water the same plant forever. From Kentmore, I follow the bearing of the eye and end up in a small forest north of Kendal. The woods are thick with briar and brambles, but amongst the tangled undergrowth, a type of flower is flourishing. It looks like I'm going to have to make a trip to Black Combe. Verona noticed something at the Swinside site that's had me pondering. A piece of slate with a symbol drawn on it in black. Can't think of anywhere else around there where you'd get slate from. That and Bradley Miller keeps insisting that he saw something at Black Combe. But then again, Bradley Miller does claim that Fairy stole his wheelbarrow. If I'm gonna spend a night out in the hills, I want to take some eyebright with me. Wouldn't want anyone sneaking up on me in the dark. The petals of this flower can be brewed to create an antidote to Dendra's miasma, a deadly poison that causes the blood to slowly turn black, eventually resulting in a painful death. It has an intoxicating scent, similar to that of Solomon's scepter. I'm reading the wrong one. Eyebright. Take care not to touch its brightly colored thorns. They'll do no lasting damage, but they contain a small amount of venom that will cause a severe pain for several days after. A plant that only grows to the south in warmer climates where they call it loth after a long dead king. Known to improve eyesight at night, even in the darkest places. Does it ever stop raining in Undermere? You have a reputation in town for knowing about unusual plants. I need some gray sandfire. Nobody around here seems to even know what I'm talking about, but I hope I'm in the right place now. roaring fire has a tough outer bark, which has many useful properties. Some chew it as a form of dental hygiene, taking care not to swallow it, as it can cause unpleasant stomach distress. The flame-like tendrils give off a smoky scent, adding to the impression of a roaring fire. At first, she felt free, but it wasn't long before the reality of her situation began to take its toll. She stole food when she was hungry and slept in makeshift shelters, not knowing where she was going, not caring. Eventually, she made her way to Grisdale Forest. Lowick. Lowick to Ilgil Head. Foxfield. Okay. How do I do that? Wow. The magpie sees me before I see it. I do not know how long it has been watching me, but I can tell that it's interested in my movements. A strange sensation creeps over me and I feel an urge to leave this place, but not before collecting a plant for further study. One for sorrow. Turning to leave, I see another magpie and another plant I've never seen before. Two for joy. Really know that we need to go to the Tomb of the Hunter right now? Maybe I'll do that in a minute. You are wise to pledge your support to the seeds of redemption. Together we are stronger. Now that the Dendru has awoken, the redemption is upon us. It is a glorious time. Our deeds will be remembered for 1,000 years. Those of us that have put our faith in the woken Dendru will be saved, but we must act swiftly. We will be in touch soon. Praise the Dendru. Yeah, I don't feel good about having joined that cult, but thank you. My mind is clouded, dark. I see it, and it sees me. All of me. Elder Finium is the answer. It must be. I will not forget those who helped me, horticulturist. The petals of this flower can be brewed. Oh, we did this. Similar to Solomon's scepter. The memorial bears the name of Swaif Prior. It stirs a memory. He was one of the Dreher. Theirs is a lonely life, at the mercy of a dangerous addiction. They build a tolerance to the Drathium sap in childhood that they might benefit from its potent effects, but they will die if they stop taking it. An unusual plant grows sparsely around the memorial. My mum was into horticulture. I found this among her things. Golden light, that's a plant, right? Not sure what Long Meg could mean, though. Is that another plant? Anyway, I thought you should have it, just in case it's any help. She loved this shop. Start at Long Meg. Possibly the daughters. I feel like I've read a lot of Pratchett and I'm not sure what you're talking about. The river is in its youth here, flowing swiftly through the rocks with a melodic gurgle. Among the tall grasses that line the riverbank is a much more unusual-looking flower. I not supposed to understand that? Help me! The amulet! I can't remove it, and it's drawing the life from me! Long Veracund. Sometimes called witch's remedy, the long veracund is believed to lift curses. Small leaves grow in pairs along the stem. I can feel it working. Thank you. It's good to see you, my friend. I've been on the road so long, I started to wonder if you were still on the other end of the letters I've been sending. I'm back in town for a few days, though, and I wanted to give you these before I forgot. I found them in the pocket of an overcoat that belonged to your uncle. I almost threw them away, but I thought the symbols on them might mean something to you. That's not right. Ah. I don't know why I didn't consider they were buttons before. Oh! I fucked up. Oh! I see. A Briar's disc, often called a smuggler's disc, is a simple device that can be used to send coded messages, the location of cached cargo, for example. The principle is cunningly straightforward, but the code is undecipherable to prying eyes. Both parties must be in a possession of a disc of identical size with the same symbols etched around its edge and a map. To encode a location, you would then place the disc over some named point on the map nearby and note whichever symbol is pointing to that location. It may be necessary to string multiple symbols together, but you can use this method to reach any other point on the map as required. Kendall. I find the medicinal herbology shop off Blackhall Road. I know you, says the man behind the counter. Robert Barrow, presumably. You're the owner of Strange Horticulture. 2 hours later, after a lengthy and engaging discussion covering a variety of botanical subjects, we decide on a trade. It turns out Robert, is a collector of unusual fungi, and I have just the thing for him. This drawer is cluttered. Copper Caledonian. This plant has a rejuvenation effect, but most who have tried to benefit from its properties have come to realize that it is a curse, not a blessing. Though you may appear younger, you will quickly become more frail and brittle. The red patches that are often seen growing on it are in fact a type of fungus themselves, and not part of the plant. Yeah, I think I got off better on that. I think we need to go back to the oak. Or Goss, or to Goss, I don't know where that is, but it doesn't matter. I have no idea what any of this means, but it seemed like something you might find interesting. I found it while cleaning out the nook off the east wing. Bayrock's Elixir. Made from the crushed petals of 3 distinctive plants, Baylock's Elixir is a potent aid to memory, allowing those who drink it to ensure that they retain important information that they'll never forget. Care must be taken after drinking, however, to avoid the fate of Grey Gale, who slowly lost her mind after taking Baylock's and staring at a blank wall for 12 hours. Interesting. We do maybe one more day? Maybe one more day. A young woman alone in the world, she was taken in by the sisterhood and given a home. It was a chance for redemption, a new start. To Bay. You wouldn't think, following the modern railway line into Tibet, that this prosperous village was once home to a notorious prophetess. Mary Baines, a local witch, haunted the locals with her tales about the end of the world. Although such prognostications may seem quaint nowadays, her grave in the churchyard is still avoided by all in the village, and nothing grows there. Okay. North, east, south, south, west, south, south. east, south, south, west, south, south. I find myself on a patch of moorland surrounded by jagged peaks and menacing clouds. A distinctive plant stands out against the swaths of purple heather. And there, another! Well, at least the ones that are getting jammed into my stock here are blue. Crossforth. I'm not convinced that there is a Gosforth town. I think we might have to go back to the Oak. I went to Gosforth? Oh, there it is. Nope. Okay. Well, I don't know what that means yet then. That's fine. And there isn't a tree. Long Meg? Sorry, I've not heard of it, but I'll keep an eye out for you in the library. Don't worry, sweetie, I already got it. As long as you can get me some fever kiss, that is. Too many late nights at the library are taking their toll. The red berries provide an energy boost that lasts several hours. There's talk around town of a woman who wears a green mask made of jade. There are all sorts of oddballs in Undermere, but that's certainly unusual. Beckfoot Candle. The candle leads me east of Wastwater. To the north, the mighty Scaffle Pike grazes the sky, the tallest peak in England. The challenge beckons to me. Perhaps another time. Do you want to go to that? Like, what do you want? I've been talking to people around town, trying to learn as much as I can about this beast that's rumored to have been seen in these parts. In the old world, they called this thing the Servant, but the people have seemed to have forgotten that name. Except the group calling themselves the Seeds of Redemption. There's something I did not expect, and they have made it clear that they want me to stay away from the Servant. They seem to worship it. But I'm getting distracted. My Drantham supplies are low. I need more. Plant with powerful mind-altering abilities. Those who inhale smoke from the burning of its long, sharp leaves elevate their awareness to levels otherwise unreachable. Some know Dranthium as Green Eye, a name derived from the telltale sign of overdose, where even the whites of the eyes take on a green tint. Possibly that. Possibly that. Great. I crept around Black Combe 2 nights ago in the pitch black. That eyebright is some potent stuff. I could see clear as day. Up on the fell, I found a shallow pit full of skulls. Some deer, fox, badger, and some human. There was an eerie silence about the place, and every part of me was screaming to get out of there. Back down on the flat, I heard a terrible noise, like an axe maker's whetstone, but unmistakably animal. High on the ridgeline, I saw a cowled woman wearing a jade mask, watching me, and beside her something dark, inhuman, and bloody huge. I don't mind admitting that I'm out of my depth on this one. I'll need to speak to Verona again. While I'm here, I'll grab some wild coal for my pounding head. The purple berries are recommended by physicians in place of a hair of the dog mentality as a tonic for those suffering the effects of having drunk too much the night before. There are some who consider wild coal a sacred plant, perhaps owing to its rarity, and claim that it is bad luck to pick berries from it. Shattered rock debris and weathered boulders line the route up Scafell Pike, a name believed to be derived from Old Norse, Skalifjall, which translates as the fell with the bald summit. As I arrive at its rocky top, looking out over all the sea, that name seems particularly apt. The beauty of this place is not lost on me. A place for the gods if there ever was one. Oh, okay. My son is very sick. Someone told me about a mushroom that produces a thick, milky liquid that will help relieve his stomach pains. I'm willing to try anything. Let me just double check. Poor Reuben. He looks a little worse for wear this morning. He took it hard when his wife died and never did quite give up the drink. I think I know what ritual was performed at the stone circle. It all adds up. Oops. It was a summoning spell. Someone called to something across the void and tried to bring it here. And with the state of that body all torn to shreds, I'd say they succeeded. And then the Gilded Dendra. That really got me thinking. I found this in Dr. Worthing's bestiary. A little light reading for you. I'm headed to Grisdale Forest again. The Sisterhood will know more. It has many names. Some call it the Woken Dendru, believing it to be related in some way to the deadly gilded dendra plant. Others call it the Night Stalker, the Miasma, or the Dread, but the most common name for it in the Shires is the Servant. You'll have heard of it in children's songs such as Keep the Fire Burning and Servant Master, and there are hints of it in the older stories, but nobody alive has seen it in the flesh. It is said that the dead ground northeast of Tibet, where nothing but black digitalis mortis grows, was caused when the Servant last walked our lands hundreds of years ago. The wide area of blackened ground here is known to the locals as Dead Man's Field. Dark mushrooms protrude from the soil like fingers reaching out of the grave. That's a penis. That's a penis. All right, friends. Every day she attentively followed the teachings of the Arda. Every day she patiently performed the tasks given to her. Every day thoughts of the book itched away at the back of her mind. Alright, friendos! This is all I got in me for tonight. I'm excited to go take a shower. My feet are cold. We will be back with us tomorrow. I think it auto-saves. Okay. I'm gonna send y'all to... Oh god, I don't have the raid all set. I'm gonna send y'all to GDQ because that is what's going on. Have a good night.